today we are going to be putting on a new bumper for Steve, because this bumper that we made here was only a temporary one for the Rubicon, just to cover, you know, Steve's ass.
It did its job.
And it did its job. It actually did fantastic. So, but Steve got a more professionally built bumper by a company that took forever to get it here. I'm not going to talk about them because that's just a source of frustration. But so we're going to get this one off, we're going to put the new one on, and we're going to do a new tire swing as well. So let's get to work. So just a little background on this bumper before we start pulling it off here. What we did is we took some pipe from the old roll cage that I took off of my crawler, and we made these, you know, just worked out that these bends worked out dang perfect. Just gusseted them, and we cut the old hitch out of the bumper, and we just reused these brackets that are on the stock Toyota. Threw in some old C-channel that I had sitting around and a D-ring. Boy howdy, it held up to the Rubicon. So if you want to buy it, hit me up. So the first thing we got to do is we got to get these things all marked out. These are the little caps that replace underneath the tail lights here. So we got them all set up here in not that fashion, but you know, like actually like that. Lines line up good. And we marked these little holes here. They're supposed to go in those little holes there. Hey, there's Royce. All right, so this company doesn't give us instructions on where to cut, so this is what we have to do. We have to look at photos of the trucks that they've done and kind of judge where we do it. So this is kind of where we're at. Start slow, work big. If not, get the metal stretcher out. Trying to do here is at least make sure I'm a little bit close to this plane here and this plane here, so things aren't super wonky. It's got some bows in it. Now it says it's 3 degrees. That says it's 3 degrees. That's 3 degrees. The next one is we want to make sure that this pivot here is somewhat in plane with the pivot of the truck, since we're sitting on kind of an incline here. So when we open it up, the gate doesn't do this, or even worse, you know, this. So we're actually going to use the bed here again. We're sitting at a 5.6 degree up. That's a 2.1, 5.7, 5.6, 5.6. 5.0.
5.2.
Okay,
Pretty close.
that's pretty dang good. So we'll put another soft tack on this, check it again, and then we'll move on. Okay, that will not go anywhere now. So we've got Everybody playing together in fun. All right, so we've got our new little hubby that goes in the holster there, was what we're gonna call it, probably not technical terms. Steve's gonna crack these bearings up real quick in a interesting way. We're kind of debating between the square tube that I have or this round tube that I have, which we're gonna note this is sketchy tube because I have zero idea what it is. It's a little bit too small for my bender. It's not 1 3/4 120 wall DOM. I mean, but it kind of looks like it. But then we also have this square tube. So Steve has decided that we're gonna go with the square tube over here because this is a little bit lighter. It's not as heavy per square or per foot versus sketchy tube, but also it's going to be a lot easier to mount doodads and hib jibs to it. So we're going to go with the square tube. All right, so I realized I fucked up, and well, Steve realized I fucked up. We can't fit our stop here for the swing out because the bed will drop or the tailgate's gonna drop. So what we gotta do here is we gotta take off the old swing out hinge, and we're gonna move this down to where our swing arm is in line with our top rail. And then that will fix everything. You know, hindsight, 2020. So we've got our crossbar set, kind of missed that a little bit, but we got it fixed, so everything is now in plane with each other. Things actually work out a lot better because we're going to be able to put our clamp right on top of there and connect to this top tube, and then we'll take this little piece of metal and put it right under here for the little stop hold up jobby thing. I know, made up words. I'm just going to put this little rubber bumpy in there for purpose sake, but we're all nice and tight. Damn level. I like it. So you guys missed a lot. I'm really sorry about that, but so we got, you know, everything together here. We built our crossbars. We built our tire rack, our tire holder. And you're gonna tell me, why isn't there a gusset here? Oh, there's no gusset. It's like, well, fuck. It's held on down here. It can't cantilever this way. The only thing I guess it could do is fall down. But what I do with these is I leave about 1/4 inch short, so you give a little bit of tension from the tire on there. So it's fine. It's not gonna go anywhere. Prove me wrong. All right, so can you see this hole in my britches right here? That was when I was welding up the gussets and a piece of slag fell down into my pants. I didn't notice it until it hit my leg. I jumped up a little bit, did this, ended up falling on top of my dick. And
Came out your pant leg.
Guess what? It burned the top of my dick. That was cool. So our paint stripping didn't work as well as I was hoping it would. So we're just down to taking the paint off the old-fashioned way here and sand. Also, PPE is important because you never know what the fuck you're sanding. Right, Steve? So Steve's spare tire is silver stock wheel. So that's what the old method wheels look like. So we're gonna spray paint it to look like a method wheel. Oh, it's all fancy bronze. It matches those. Perfect. All right, so we're back here. We've got Steve's bumper all ready. This is all nice and cut and clean. And we're gonna go over here. We got the new bumper all painted up, swings painted up. We made our, our method wheel here. So we're ready to install.